A few months ago, I found an old map in my grandmother's attic that led to a legendary lost island called the Rainbow Island, and even though no one has ever seen this island before, it was said to hold unimaginable treasure. So I set sail across the ocean with my two best friends, Marco and Sophia, to find it. But we're not the only ones looking for this island. There is also a ruthless treasure hunter named Blackheart, and his gang of pirates searching for the same thing. They've been searching for the Rainbow Island for years, stealing or destroying anyone or anything that gets in their way. As we got closer to the island, Blackheart spotted us and shouted, "Ahoy, mateys! Prepared to be boarded." His crew of 20 cut down our masts and ropes, but we were prepared for this and dropped anchor into the water. We had brought along 40 bags of gold to trade with the natives for a map to the Rainbow Island. When they realized there was nothing left to plunder, Blackheart and his men sailed away in their longboat. We swam over to our ship and set sail to find the legendary island before the others did. The map told us that we would find the island where the setting sun meets the horizon. We sailed all day until finally the sky turned orange and the sun began to set. And then we saw it, a beautiful island with mountains and rivers and waterfalls, exactly like the one on the map. "There it is, guys," I said, pointing to the island. "Quick, let's go." We turned the ship around and sailed toward the island, dodging rocks and shallow waters, until we reached a small beach. We went ashore and hiked up a hill to get a better view of the island. And then we heard it. Someone was singing. We followed the sound to a clearing where we saw a beautiful woman sitting on a stone carving. She had skin the color of honey and hair made of flowing gold. "Greetings, strangers," she said. "Who are you, and what brings you to our island?" "We're looking for the Rainbow Island's treasure," I said. "I heard you had a map that could lead us to it. So you're here for the treasure, too?" she asked. "Like everyone else, I suppose." "What do you mean?" I asked. "Many have come to our island looking for the rainbow treasure," she said. "But so far, no one has been worthy." "Why not?" I asked. "Because," she said, "the treasure is protected by a fierce dragon. Only someone pure of heart can defeat him and claim the treasure." "How do I prove I'm pure of heart?" I asked. She smiled and said, "You must first help us with a task. For many years, the dragon has kept us from using our fields, which means we haven't had any food or fresh water. If you can drive him out of the valley, we will give you a potion that will protect you from harm when you face him. Are you sure you want to proceed?" "Yes," I said. "Tell me what I need to do." She handed me a bag full of seeds and said, "Plant these seeds around the edge of the field. In the morning, they will grow into a wall so tall that the dragon Woe won't be able to fly over it." "Thank you," I said. "I won't let you down." I spent the rest of the day planting the seeds around the field, and in the morning, as promised, they grew into a giant wall. The dragon tried to fly over it, but it was too tall. He flew around it until finally he landed on top of it and walked toward me. He was huge, with scales the color of emeralds and eyes that flashed like lightning. "Who dares disturb me?" he roared. "It's me," I said. "I'm here to take your treasure." He laughed. "So you're just another greedy human," he said. "Prepare to die." He breathed fire at me, but thanks to the potion, it didn't hurt. I threw my sword at him, and it bounced off his chest. He swatted me away like a fly and sent me flying through the air. But before he could finish me off, a voice rang out, "Leave him alone, you coward." It was the woman from the village. "You're no match for me," the dragon said. "I'll deal with both of you at the same time." She stood in front of me, blocking my view of the dragon. Suddenly, she pulled something out of her dress and threw it at the dragon. It was a small vial filled with a glowing liquid. "Drink this," she said. He hesitated for a moment, then drank it down. He let out a mighty roar and fell to the ground, defeated. "Now," I said, walking up to him, "where's your treasure?" He looked at me with hatred in his eyes. "You may have won this battle," he said, "but the treasure is not yours. It is cursed. Anyone who lays a hand on it will be cursed forever." I wasn't listening. I'd already seen enough treasure to last a lifetime. Besides, I knew there was more to the story. This island was clearly magical. There had to be more to it than just the dragon and his treasure. And then I saw it. On the wall behind the dragon, there was a symbol, one I recognized from the map. I walked over to it and pressed my palm against it. The wall rumbled and shook, and then slowly began to open, revealing a tunnel. I looked back at the dragon, who was now regaining his strength. "Thanks for your help," I said. "Good luck finding the real treasure." Then I walked into the tunnel. The passage was dark and narrow, and I could feel the dragon's hot breath on my neck. Finally, it opened up into a large chamber filled with gold, jewels, and ancient artifacts. It was the largest collection of treasure I had ever seen. But there was something else here, too. In the middle of the room was a pedestal with a crown on it. It was made of pure gold and adorned with precious gems. But it wasn't the treasure I was really after. Instead, I found something much more valuable. Its pages were filled with spells and incantations, knowledge that could change the world. I took the book with me as I left the chamber. The dragon blocked my path and roared. "You're not leaving with that book!" He lunged at me, but I dodged out of the way and ran for my life. I ran as fast as I could, but the dragon was gaining on me. I could hear his heavy footsteps pounding the ground behind me. I looked back and saw that he was almost upon me. Suddenly, I felt a surge of power within me. I reached out my hand and stopped the dragon in his tracks. I focused my energy and unleashed a bolt of lightning from my fingertips. The dragon let out a deafening roar and fell to the ground, defeated. I raced to the end of the tunnel and collapsed on the other side, catching my breath. When I looked back, I saw that the dragon had vanished. I knew then that he had become one with the island, protecting its secrets until someone worthy came along. I walked away from the island, carrying the book with me. I knew that I had found something truly special, something that could change the world. I didn't need the treasure to know that I had found the real Rainbow Island. As I sailed away, I looked back at the island and knew that I would never forget my adventure there. The dragon may have been defeated, but I knew that the legend of the Rainbow Island would live on forever. And that's the end of this episode. But if you want to hear more stories about my adventures, then stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.